What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another adventure with the Bearded Bobber. Now I wanted to get this one out because of course it is time sensitive. If you haven't heard already, the 2020 bagger models from Indian are out. Bagger touring, fancy touring, whatever you want to call it. The Challenger, the Chieftain, the Darkhorse models, the limited models, yada 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 yada, the Roadmasters, they all have gotten an upgrade for the 2020 models. Now, unfortunately, guys, anybody from before the Ride Command 2.0 is what I believe they call it, now that it has weather and all that other stuff on their maps. Before that, this upgrade is not available. I know, it sucks. I do hope that it's something that can change for you guys. I don't know what all that would take. I'm lucky enough to have a 2020 Challenger, and I get the Apple CarPlay right before Sturgis. I'm also lucky that I have an iPhone because this works for me. Android, I don't know if I would imagine it's in the talks. It has to be. As far as I know, Honda just got it, and somebody else put a video out about it. Moto, I'm really bad right now. I'm tired. If I can get the video up, I'll post it and post the title of the channel on my screen there so you guys can check that out if you fancy. But right now we are unfortunately not talking about that stuff. We're talking about the update for Indian on these models. So we're going to dig into it right now. One thing I want to show you that they did upgrade to the normal Ride Command is the fuel economy widget. I'm going to show you that right now. So you guys can see right here is the fuel economy widget. It's got the little refresh and all that fun stuff. I plan on using this quite a bit for my upcoming trip and see how well it does. I still do the manual when I go to gas stations and see what it took and everything else and try to plan around that. This is the screen on the Indian Ride Command. If you guys are not familiar with the Ride Command, I have these widgets set up because you can change them here actually pretty quickly now. So you can see the little click here. You can add your battery, your compass, music, small music, engine temp, fuel, your home links to garage door opener and stuff like that. If you have the piece in there, tire pressure, all that fun stuff. So this is just one screen that I have my current ride set up, which I will actually be doing for Sturgis. I have not done this yet. Just haven't felt the need, but I have these. I do actually use these two on two different screens, but one of them has my map and I can't really show you that. So here's another screen that doesn't have the map. See, it has my mile range, gear, and mile per hour in digital form, which I have up here as well, and my compass. This also gives me my tire pressure, my miles still empty, my battery, all that fun stuff. Of course, I'm messing with the battery right now by doing this kind of video, unfortunately, but yeah, so it's got all that fun stuff, and I really like that they added this, and they just kind of fixed some widgets and updates, blah 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 blah. What you guys really came for though, there it is, the Apple CarPlay. Now you can see it has Apple Maps. I am not going to click on these because I am currently home, and it's not everybody's livelihood that I do YouTube and share that with the world. You have your phone and you have your messages, audiobooks, podcasts. If you listen to Indian Rider Radio or the 5 Dirty Bikers, you'll be able to find them on your podcasts, and also your Spotify podcasts, which I really love having these on here. You can see my library, playlists, albums, artists, podcasts, Indian Rider Radio, and the 5 Dirty Bikers right there. Gotta have your favorites. And actually, I'm going to try listening to some of those on my trip as well. Get those downloaded. So all of these fun. Actually, here you go. I have something I can play. I have Epidemic Sound, so it totally works out for me. But we can take you back here to the widget. You got, all that fun stuff. I'll probably be using Google Maps and Apple Maps more than my Indian Maps because I can easily do it from my phone. You can do it on there as well. This actually just takes you back to the home page, but yeah, so you got your calendar and all that stuff. Now, so the downfall of Apple Maps. Okay, all this great stuff, and of course people are going to be wondering, what's the downfall? Downfall for me is you have to have the headset connected while the Apple CarPlay is connected. I don't normally run my headset on when I'm on the bagger. When I'm on the bobber, yeah, it saves my life. I get to listen to music and I get to do all the other fun things I need to with my Cardo Pack Talk. Now, unfortunately, I have to have it on to use this because I'm guessing the phone and messages is all voice activated, which is a real bummer. Everything else is touchscreen or toggle, so it all works really, really well, but if you need your voice, you have to have it on. You can't even turn your headset off. I've tried. If the bike's on, your headset's not coming off, which is kind of weird, but it keeps it going, so I'm guessing you don't lose that connectivity. But when you go to pull over, shut the bike off, it will shut your headset off. That's something, a silver lining for me, because I forget to shut my headset off, I'd say 65% of the time. I will wake up, my headset's dead because I didn't shut it off after a full day of riding, or it'll be the second day I was riding, and then I left it on for another 20 hours. You know, just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. It'll turn on, I'll get down the street, it'll go goodbye, and I'm like, oh shit, you know. So that kind of saves you from having those bad moments. Just an unfortunate thing because I don't use the headset unless somebody's calling me. So one of the nice things with the normal Indian setup is on the phone and messages. Let's say somebody's trying to call you, because you can't do messages. You can just kind of see a glimpse of them. You know, kind of one of those like, do I need to pull over and handle this conversation? But with a phone call, it starts ringing on there. I turn my headset on, and by the time it can really boot up, I'm hearing the ringtone in my headset, and I'm answering the phone call. So on here, it's just already ready to go, and it has to be ready to go. I kind of hope they change that. I would love to use the Apple CarPlay without using my headset all the time. Thankfully, on the way to Sturgis, I'd say everything but day one, I will be riding with Meatball Rebel and other people with Pack Talks, and I will be using it. So it's kind of a give or take on that situation. Whether you connect them or not, that's you know, up to you on the ride. Other than that, the really big downfall is that we don't have Android Auto yet, and we don't have the other models on these. I'm really curious if people can upgrade to the Ride Command 2.0. I'm actually going to probably do a little digging. If I don't find anything, I won't make any video about it, but you know, who knows? Maybe it's an option, maybe it's an expensive option. I don't know. That's the hard thing is, I ended up on the Indian Challenger. I didn't end up on the 2019 Chieftain like I almost did. So, you know, I started leaning towards the Chieftain, and then the Challenger coming out and everything, just back and forth, and I landed on this motor I fell in love with, and it just kind of, you know, the deals worked out, snowballed, and I'm lucky enough to say, hey, I have Apple CarPlay right now. It's a free upgrade from Indian. So there's some good things here. There's some unfortunate things here. I hope you guys get it. I know some people were wanting it for the FTR as well. Cool. Like, it's so hard to think of that. Like, this is a touring thing. Like, I've had this in my car and I love it. So, you know, hopefully you guys get it on the FTR if you really want it. I don't see a reason why it couldn't be on there. This is kind of some of the stuff they probably just don't tell us very often. So, alright guys, that was just a quick update. If you have more questions, let me know. I will try to answer them. But as far as I know, I covered everything in the video. The Apple CarPlay works really well. The toggles really well. I can't see any issues. I'm going to try to go out during this and use both my maps on Apple CarPlay. I want to try to use the Apple Maps, I want to use the Google Maps, and I want to use Indian Maps. And I just kind of want to feel them all out and see how they go. Because I do still love the Ride Command 2.0. It works really well. The only issue so far I've had is it tried giving me directions from Northern California to San Bernardino, and it put me down the 5 to the 10 and didn't put me on the 210, which would have cut me some miles, which didn't make any sense to me. Thankfully it was the middle of the night and everything was wide open traffic wise, so you know, I couldn't complain too much on that. Everything's just super smooth. And you know, I get the Apple CarPlay for Sturgis, and I'm very happy to be cruising down the freeway and not have to pull over to change a playlist, or you know, if I'm bored of music and have to switch stuff around. Now the music on here as well lets you go through if your phone's plugged in on like albums and artists, and there is some changeability, but it didn't have playlists on there, which I didn't understand. Playlist to me is always a road trip essential. So hopefully this video helped you guys out, because I was curious myself on a few things. And I had actually messaged a couple of people and nobody got back to me. I was super curious. I'm one of those people, I'm like, what is this doing? What is it doing? I want to know before I get home and do it myself. Didn't happen. I got home last night and I did it all myself, and now I'm filming it for you guys and hopefully answering some questions to people that are like, got their eyebrows raised up and figuring it out. But that's it, guys. Look forward to Tuesday, and I have another video coming out for a new product and a couple more. You know, I'll be hitting the road for Sturgis, but these things are done and we are going. If you guys are in Sturgis, Friday night the 7th, I will be stopping by Indian Sturgis at the Indian Rider booth, where they will be doing Indian Rider Radio. That is really good stuff. Curtis is a great guy. Check them out, and hopefully I'll see you guys in Sturgis. All right, stay safe, stay classy.